As a 16-year-old, it's kind of weird to say that something can give you nostalgia. And that's really because people see nostalgia as an adult remembering things fondly from their childhood, not necessarily teenagers, which a lot of adults consider kids already. And me personally, I like talking about the things that I remember from my childhood, and while I wouldn't mind talking about crappy pop songs from 2009 to 2011, let's talk about Club Penguin. The first time I even saw Club Penguin, I was around 6, and I was at my godmother's house, and her daughter was playing it on their family computer. And I was like peering over her chair, like pestering her, like, can I play? And unsurprisingly, she didn't let me. I actually started playing for myself when I was around 7, and our family got a computer in our hallway, which was also a bedroom. It was weird. Anyways, I was around 7, I started playing, and my first penguin name was Pango Jacob. Arguably better than some of the usernames I've had on this channel, but I'm pretty sure I was trying to combine the words penguin and Jacob because the first syllables of the words kind of rhymed. It was stupid. And those 2 years, like that time period was when I played it the most, back when it had that old school Flash animation look to it. Which, by the way, I fucking love that old Flash animation aesthetic. Like this, it gives me just a warm feeling. I don't know why. And I don't mean to flex, but I eventually got the paid membership. I'd like to formally apologize for whatever the fuck that was. For those of you who didn't play Club Penguin, you really couldn't do much without the membership, and it wasn't really that expensive, so I was like, hey mom, pay for that shit. So now at this point I could do anything, as long as I play enough sled race to get enough coins. And then one day when I was playing, I discovered the everyday phone facility. I didn't expect anything of it. I walk in, and then boom, minigame. Gotta throw a snowball at the camera and hide behind a wall and go from the red square to the green square across the room. And before I knew it, I was part of the elite penguin force. I shouldn't be telling you this, but I was an agent for the EPF. And that added a whole nother layer of fun and immersion to this fucking weird world where penguins look like they're walking on cheese blocks. That's another thing, immersion. Like obviously, just looking at the game, it doesn't look like you get sucked into it as much as I did at least. But just like the ambient noises and the music and the way the game looked, it really made me feel like I was part of this amazing world. You could chalk that up to my imaginative mind, sure, but either way, it felt really whimsical, I guess is a good word for this. Going back to EPF, one of my favorite parts of Club Penguin was the missions that we would go on. You know, those of you who played Club Penguin, you know what I'm talking about. It was a point-and-click adventure. You'd have to solve puzzles. The first one was finding Antarctic's puffles. I don't want to admit how long those took me. And then my interest in Club Penguin started going beyond the game itself. It started with the DSi Flipnote Studio. I downloaded 2 Flipnotes that other people made. They were like 30-second clips from 2 Club Penguin songs. There was Cool in the Cold and Party Starts Now by DJ Cadence. Don't mind the camera change. But yeah, also, speaking of DJ Cadence, who, by the way, for the longest time I thought her name was just Candace, but fuck me, right? Club Penguin had these characters. There was DJ I was gonna say Candace again. DJ Cadence, the hip, emo-haired, fucking scene kid DJ. Sensei, the master of card jitsu, but we'll get to that in a sec. Gary the Gadget Guy, who no doubt in my mind has a sex robot. Rockhopper, whose entire personality is pirate. And then there was also some miscellaneous characters, like every now and then when you go on an EPF mission, you'd see the dude with the fucking helicopter hat and the jetpack guy. I don't know, I just thought it was cool that Club Penguin also had original characters beyond just the players. Oh yeah, and then there was Herbert, the villain of the series. He didn't do too much outside of the EPF missions. There would be events where he would visit and like players would try to find him and he's like hiding in a cave or something, I'm not sure. Antarctic, the journalist who is a crazy puffle lady. I was gonna say cat lady, but you know, that's not how this works. Well, there's like cat, how does that work? Because there's cat puffles and dog puffles, but there's also normal ones, so I don't know. One thing Club Penguin was famous for was its games. Like I said, the sled race was a really popular one. Me personally, some of my favorites are Thin Ice and Astro Barrier, the arcade games above the Dance Club. And I think my actual favorite is Card Jitsu, which is the ninja card game in the Club Penguin universe that they actually made a real trading cards out of. And I know I bought a deck, but it's somewhere in my old house. You can look up how to play Card Jitsu, but it's pretty simple and it's actually pretty fun when you play it against a bunch of other people online. Don't mean to brag, but I am a green belt. And then we get a little bit of weird with my love for Club Penguin. Around 7 or 8, I would go to school and then I would take out a piece of paper and make tiny little drawings about stuff related to Club Penguin, like igloos, different colors of puffles. I tried to draw a Rockhopper. That ended terribly. And I kept them in this little case that my brother the case was for a Bionicle that my brother had, but he just gave me the box, so I used it to carry all my little doodles. As you can tell, I had a lot of friends. Then I played the DS games, which were basically extended versions of the EPF missions, and also with some miscellaneous mini games thrown in there. I wish I still had, I think I had 2 different ones at 2 different times, and I wish I had at least one of them. Then, when I was around 8 or 9, I got Club Penguin Game Day for the Wii. Because I was really bad at video games, I sucked at it, and it frustrated me so much I almost threw my Wii remote at the goddamn TV. But I remember liking it, so it definitely was not as fun as Club Penguin itself. You know, they obviously tried too hard to force in motion controls, and the 3D didn't look amazing. I also had a couple plushies. If I could find pictures of them, I'll put them here. And each of them they came with like a plastic coin that had a code on it that you can trade in for real coins in the game, which I thought was fucking awesome. Those 2 were somewhere in my room, and I also had a blue Puffle, which, again, somewhere in my house. I also had books. The ones I have right now with me are a Guide to Cardjutsu and the basic manual. But the one I'm most proud of is Club Penguin Comics Volume 1, which was the first one I got, and I fucking loved it when I was a kid. Again, a lot of my old cool stuff is somewhere in my old house. And there's this other book that I was really into. It was like Shadow Bro and Gamma Bitch or something. Back to the normal gameplay. I played it literally anywhere I could. I'm talking school library, just the normal library. I tried to play it on my shitty Samsung tablet, and it went about as well as you thought it would. I do remember briefly playing the Marvel Comics Party. I dressed up as Hawkeye because Hawkeye is still one of my favorite Avengers. Fight me on this. And then I played as one of my other ones, Spider-Man. But all good things must come to an end for some fucking reason. You guys know the story. Eventually, Club Penguin shut down in favor of Club Penguin Island. And me personally, I refused to play Club Penguin Island, purely out of protest, and also because I heard it sucked penguin ass.
Okay, yeah, hi, quick interruption. I just gotta mention how fucked up they made the characters look in Club Penguin Island. These guys they just put unnecessary clothes on them, which makes me sound like a furry, but you get what I'm trying to say. With Rock Hopper, they took the fucking steroid Knuckles Sonic approach to his new character design. And fucking Herbert, he looks like a cyborg poet or some shit.
And then I'm pretty sure that's getting shut down too. But luckily, Club Penguin Rewritten and Club Penguin Online were created, so people can still play it. I've been playing Club Penguin Online quite a lot recently. It's not, Club Penguin, because it's something I remember fondly from my childhood, I don't find it quite as fun nowadays, but it's still heartwarming to me. I do appreciate that they let us finally tip the iceberg near the end of the game's run. I thought that was cool. It's like a little fun running joke. I also just loved exploring like the secrets of the series. Like I remember in the lake, that door, I finally figured out how to do it. I'm not going to tell you what happens, but it's not as cool as you think it is. So yeah, those are my memories of Club Penguin. I'm sure a lot of you played it, so please let me know any fun stories you have down below. Thanks for watching this video. If you'll excuse me, I'm going to go play Toontown, so I'll catch you later.